Dominance through listening. Most people think dominance means talking louder, steering the conversation, being the biggest presence in the room. But real extroverts know better. There's a cheat code hiding in plain sight. Listening. Deeply. Attentively. Like every word is worth $1 million. When you truly listen, without fidgeting, interrupting, or mentally prepping your next line, you flip the social script. People lean in, they feel seen, and that's rare. Because here's the glitch in human programming. People assume that those who listen well must be intelligent, trustworthy, even powerful. Why? Because most people are too busy trying to be heard. So when someone isn't, they seem to know something others don't. Listening isn't silence, it's tactical presence. Nods timed like punctuation marks. Eye contact like a tether. Leaning in just enough to show you're fully there. Even your breathing syncs. You're not shrinking into the background. You're holding space, shaping it. Watch how leaders operate in a room. They often say the least, but command the most. Their listening creates gravitational pull. People drop their defenses. They start opening up more than they intended to. Because when you listen like a mirror, they feel safe. And suddenly, you hold the social keys. So next time you want the upper hand, don't just speak louder, listen harder. Silence isn't weakness, it's stealth dominance. Selective oversharing. Here's the truth about storytelling. People don't bond over facts, they bond over fractures. Not the polished highlight reel, but the glitches. That one time you bombed a presentation, the dumb thing you said on a first date, the truth you almost didn't admit, but now laugh at. Selective oversharing is a cheat code, because the moment you reveal something slightly vulnerable, but not chaotic, you flip the power dynamic. You're not begging for sympathy. You're signaling strength. You're saying, I've been through something and I'm still standing. The key word, selective. You're not trauma dumping. You're not spiraling into unprocessed pain. You're choosing a moment of messiness that's already healed. Something that shows you're human but self-aware. Unfiltered but still sharp. And here's the twist. When you open up even a little, most people instinctively follow. Their walls come down. Their stories surface. Reciprocity kicks in. Suddenly, you've leapfrogged over small talk into something with gravity, a glitch in the social matrix. You fast-track trust. You become magnetic, not because you're perfect, but because you made imperfection safe, even cool. So next time you're building connection, don't just flex. Drop one detail that reveals your edges. Something real but rehearsed. Something human but earned. One sharp, honest line, and you've hacked emotional depth like a pro. Forget strategically. For most extroverts, remembering names, birthdays, favorite drinks, it feels like social currency. It proves you're paying attention. But here's the twist. Strategic forgetting can be just as powerful. Letting someone repeat a story, that's not carelessness, it's generosity. Forgetting a minor slight or awkward comment, that's social judo. You create space for others to reset, to relax, to rewrite their own narrative. You offer emotional amnesty, quietly, powerfully, even when they don't ask for it. Here's the cheat code. People are deeply self-conscious. When they mess up, they assume you noticed. When they overshare, they brace for fallout. But if you forget, if you move on without a trace, you become their safe space. And safety is irresistibly attractive. Even asking, "Sorry, remind me your name again," isn't weak. It makes people feel important. It gives them a platform. You're resetting the script, handing over control. That act of lowering your status intentionally, that's advanced level social maneuvering. Sometimes, the greatest flex isn't perfect recall. It's knowing what to let fade, just clean slate charisma. And it's wildly effective. Compliment sandwich technique. Here's the problem with compliments. When they're too sweet, they feel fake. When they're too blunt, they sting. But with the compliment sandwich, praise, feedback, praise again. It's a classic structure. But when used with finesse, it's a cheat code for persuasion. Let's say you're giving advice to a friend or nudging a colleague. Start with something real and specific. Your energy in meetings is seriously next level. That's the top bun. Then slide in the meat. Sometimes you steamroll a bit when others are sharing and close it with another layer of praise. But your passion, it's contagious. You make people want to care. Here's the psychological glitch. People lower their guard when they hear positive affirmations. their ego softens. So when the critical point lands, it doesn't feel like a threat. It feels like growth. Use it in arguments, in leadership, even in dating. It shows emotional intelligence, maturity, and confidence. And it proves you're not just here to critique, you're here to elevate. The best part? When you do it right, you don't just get heard, you get remembered. Because you're honest, but kind. Assertive, but respectful. So next time you've got a hard thing to say, wrap it up like this. Compliment, critique, compliment. It's not flattery, it's strategy. Name reinforcement. There's one sound that instantly cuts through noise, flips attention like a switch, and lights up the brain's identity center. The sound of your own name. And for extroverts, learning to use names deliberately is a cheat code that unlocks trust, warmth, and deep connection. Neuroscience backs it up. When someone hears their name, their medial prefrontal cortex lights up, the region tied to self-awareness and emotion. It's primal. In a world of generic greetings and yo and bro, using someone's actual name is like touching their social fingerprint. It feels rare, intentional, noticed. But it's not just that you say it, it's when. Start early. Lena, I need your take on this. Drop it mid-convo. That's classic you, Eric. End strong. Appreciate you, Maya. Names are invisible spotlights. They make people feel like the protagonist in the scene, not just present, but valued. The trick? Use it strategically. Don't overload the moment, just enough to register as intimacy. Timing matters more than repetition, because when you say someone's name with presence and precision, you're not just being polite, you're building rapport, identity resonance, and emotional memory. In a crowded room, people won't remember what you said, but they will remember the person who said their name like it mattered. The curiosity pause. In fast conversations, speed wins, until it doesn't. Extroverts are often praised for being quick, witty, fast-talking machines. But here's the paradox. If you want to sound smarter, stronger, more magnetic, slow down. Specifically, pause. A deliberate, well-placed pause isn't dead air. It's a cheat code. It signals confidence. It builds tension. And most importantly, it creates curiosity. Why did they stop? What are they about to say? Psychologists call this the pause bias. The brain interprets those who pause before speaking as more thoughtful, emotionally in control, and important. You're not reacting, you're calculating, you're watching the code. Use it before answering a hard question, before sharing a bold opinion, before delivering a punchline. That stillness becomes gravitational. It doesn't make people uncomfortable, it makes them lean in. Most people rush to fill silence, but when you don't, the silence works for you. You own the tempo. You change the rhythm of the conversation. Suddenly, people listen more closely. They assume what you're about to say matters, even before you say it. So next time you want to be remembered, don't rush, don't fill, pause. Because silence isn't weakness, it's power disguised as stillness. And in a noisy world, being quiet is the loudest move you can make.